A primary source is a source that comes first, like a poem, a novel, or a research study. A secondary source is one that reviews or comments on the primary source, like a critical review of a poem or novel, or an article in a newspaper reporting on a research study. Even though the primary source is written first, it's easier to find it if we look for the secondary source first. Click on the link for Newsbank. This database will give you options for your secondary source. To log into the database, enter your borrower ID and PIN. Your borrower ID is your XID number. Your PIN is your 6-digit birth date. If your birth date was January the 1st, 1990, you would put in 010190. Click on the Log On button. Newsbank will then open in a new web browser window. Before you start entering search terms, under the shortcut links to the left of the screen, click on Major Metro Titles. The group of major metro newspaper titles includes the Orlando Sentinel. To get the correct number of search boxes, click on the Add Row button 2 times. In the first box, type the topic that you are looking for. Let's use Alzheimer's as our example. Using the drop-down menu, change all text to lead first paragraph. This makes it more likely that the story you find will be completely about your topic instead of merely mentioning your topic once or twice. For the next line, make sure the drop-down box is set to all text, and in the box type the words study and journal. In the third box, type the word journal. In the first drop-down menu to the left of the box, select Not. In the second drop-down menu, select Source. This will exclude articles that include the word journal in the title of the newspaper. Then select Date on the bottom drop-down menu, and select Past 2 years to narrow to the most recent 2 years of newspaper articles. If you search for secondary sources that are too current, you may not be able to find the primary source article. With all of our boxes set up, now click on the Search button. Take a look at the 10th item on the list. You are looking for the mention of a journal, and here it is, the New England Journal of Medicine. Also, a date is helpful. This says it will be published in Thursday's issue. This would make it Thursday, July 16, 2009. The study's author is also helpful. This says that the lead researcher is Robert Greene. The more pieces of information provided on the primary source article will make it easier for you to find later. You may print this article by using the link to the right. If your instructor has asked for an electronic copy, you must either use the email link or copy and paste the text of the article into a word processor document and save it to a location where you can retrieve it later. You will need to have either a print or electronic copy of the article before continuing on to find the primary source. Follow the steps we just discussed to find your secondary source article. Once you find an article, go to the Step 2 tab to learn how to find the primary source. If you need help at any time, ask a librarian.